So here's some of these balls. They call them Klerksdorp spheres. That's where they found them in South Africa first initially, but they have found them all over the planet now apparently, and they have this distinct ridge that runs down them that you can see like this. Well, this is like a wall, supposedly, that's very tall compared to this planet here, which is Mimas, one of the moons of Saturn. And another picture effect shows you the fact they've got this Death Star look, and this one that's pitted with a line around it. Um, they find them, some of them are huge. Um, this one here supposedly is a mysterious sphere found dropping into northern Vietnam after an explosion sound, like a sonic boom. Are these coming from space or what? There's a lot of these that have three lines around the center of them too. It just doesn't look rationally correct that you could find something along this line. Here's somebody else pointing out this effect here, this Death Star effect. And the thing that they tell you that these balls are dated at 2.8 billion years. Now that they've done a lot of them, they're at 2.8 billion years. It just doesn't make any sense. Now they've got these rounded off stones too that are these big stones that are all over the place. Stone spheres, and they're huge ones, and they're over the whole planet too. I mean, look at these guys. These giant spheres that have been made. These have been made by some unknown people, I'm guessing. That there's stripes and scribes around. I just don't understand where this could possibly come from. It looks like ball bearings, if you will. I mean, some of these are just quite odd. You can see depictions of them all through this. Here, there's of these stones. They're quite odd that have these three lines between them and stuff. Let's go back up here. There's just the very first ones that you can see. And there's groups of them here. They show you groups of them. People have found giant ones. They look at these here. This has the three lines around the outside of it. Just doesn't make sense that that's like naturally formed. And if they found one, they'd be like, wow, look at that, that's kind of a rarity. But they find them all over the place. There's more and more and more of them that have these lines around them. They try to say they're glacially formed, and I go, well, they didn't have a glacier on South Africa down there, so what are you talking about? Right. Look, there's just fields of these things that they found. The amount of these that they found of these rounded off balls for like some reason in Costa Rica. It belittles the mind here a little bit. It just makes you think, hey, there's my buddy. It just doesn't add up. What is this for? What is the reasoning? Is this some type of ball bearing effect? Here's a hex pattern on it. Of course, people try to say, hex patterns can form naturally due to crustaceans. Here's the one with the line all the way around it that looks very Saturn-esque, very much like Mimas, the moon that was around Saturn itself. It's just, it's amazing, these patterns, these things that, I mean, it really looks a lot like a Death Star with the line going around it. It just, that's kind of an odd combination, isn't it? All of these. I mean, what is up with these spheres? They just wash up. There's these places where they're just bounded up. There's hundreds of them. They're just piled all up by these people. It just belittles the mind on how many hundreds of these there are in certain areas and just piled up. I mean, look at this. What the hell is that? They got all these stones that are showing the same. Look at this. It's got to be some type of ball bearing effect. Are they using this to move the big stones somehow, or that wouldn't work with the ground being soft somewhat? I mean, it'd have to be over a hard surface or something odd, or two surfaces and you put them between each other. Like you got a board and then these in between, and then you put your rock on a board, and then I don't know, it just doesn't make sense.